Hey guys, Griffin here. We're at Timbertrain Coffee Depot, and today we're going to be looking at the Origami Dripper. The Origami Dripper is a ceramic cone-shaped dripper that's been gaining popularity ever since Du Jianing used it to win the World Brewers Cup in 2019. The thing that sets this dripper apart from a lot of the other drippers on the market is that because of its shape, you can use either cone-shaped filters or flat-bottom filters. So it makes it incredibly versatile. Today, I'm gonna go over the dripper, give you a little closer look, talk about the specs, then I'm gonna brew a coffee with it, tell you how it is to brew with, tell you how it tastes, and finally give you my final thoughts. So let's get into it. The Origami is one of the most beautiful drippers I know. It's really its shape that sets it apart. It has these really nice sharp ridges, which make it stand out in terms of other drippers in the market. It also comes in a really wide range of colors and sizes, so you can make sure you get one that fits perfectly for you. This one, for example, is a glossy orange, and it's in a size medium. Again, as we talked about earlier, it's the shape of the Origami that really sets it apart, because you're able to use either flat-bottomed or cone-shaped filters when brewing. This means you have a multitude of brewing styles that you can choose from, making it extremely versatile. It also has roughly the same angle as a V60, so V60 filters fit in there very well. Origami also makes their own filters that are very similar to V60, and they're pretty much interchangeable. Finally, the Origami doesn't have a built-in base, so you either have to buy one separately, or you can place it just in your carafe like that. The separate ones either come in wood or a plastic. One hassle I have found about this is that it's not super even necessarily when you put it in, so it doesn't hold it perfectly and it can tip back and forth, which is kind of annoying, but it's not a huge thing. So now that we've kind of gone over the dripper, let's brew some coffee with it. So now we're on to brewing. Today I'm going to be using the standard Origami cone filter, and I'm going to be doing a recipe that's pretty simple. It's going to be 20 grams of coffee to 320 grams of water. I'm just gonna do one bloom and another pour. So I'll get brewing and then I'll let you know what it's like. So we just finished brewing. Definitely a little bit quicker than a V60, but let me grab a cup and see how it tastes. It's got this really nice complexity, a nice sweetness, not too intense, a lot of clarity. This one was a little bit quicker, so maybe a little bit more acidity, but it's got a nice, balanced, kind of light cup. In my experience brewing as well, if you use the Kalita filter instead, you have the flat bottom. It tends to be a little different than a standard Kalita brew, and it tends to be a little different than a V60 brew. It's kind of somewhere in between, so it has some nice clarity that you don't quite get on the Kalita, and it has some nice sweetness and body that you don't quite get on the V60. Using the Origami filters is my preference, and it is a super tasty way to make a great cup of coffee. Well, it's very similar to a V60, especially if you're using the cone filters. A couple little nitpicks that I had is when you're pouring, you can sometimes tap those sharp edges that are sticking out, and that can be a little annoying. As well as the kind of biggest thing for me is that it doesn't have the built-in base. So you always are constantly checking the level after, swirling the bloom or after leveling everything out. So that can be a little bit of a pain, but it's not that difficult to work around. So let's get into my final thoughts. The Origami Dripper is a beautiful piece of ceramic art. And with the colors and sizes, you could find one to fit any kitchen or room that you need to. Brewing on it is really nice because of the versatility of being able to use cone or flat bottom filters. You can change up your brewing style all the time without having to switch to a different brewing device to use a different style of filter. And it makes really good brews as well. In my experience, especially using the cone-shaped filters, I really love kind of the tastiness and the complexity that it produces. Finally, let's talk about the price. The price of this dripper is definitely on the high end if you look at ceramic drippers in that same kind of range, especially when you factor in the wooden or the plastic holder that you kind of have to buy for it. But what you're getting is something that not a lot of other drippers can offer. It's a beautiful piece of ceramic, it has that versatility of cone or flat bottom filters, and it brews really well. Well, what do you guys think? Have you tried brewing with the Origami? Did you have similar or different experiences to the ones of mine? Are you looking forward to trying it eventually? Let me know in the comments. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.